Repairing spinal cord injury with dental pulp stem cells. One of the most common causes of disability in young adults is spinal cord injury. Currently, there is no proven reparative treatment. Hope that a stem cell population, specifically dental pulp stem cells, might be of benefit to individuals with severe spinal cord injury has now been provided by the work of Akito Yamamoto and colleagues at Noyoga University Graduate School of Medicine in Japan, in rat models of this devastating condition. In the study, when rats with severe spinal cord injury were transplanted with human dental pulp stem cells, they showed marked recovery of hind limb function. Detailed analysis revealed that the human dental pulp stem cells mediated their effects in 3 ways. They inhibited the death of nerve cells and their supportive cells, they promoted the regeneration of severed nerves, and they replaced lost support cells by generating new ones. Therefore, there is hope that this approach can be translated into an effective treatment for severe spinal cord injury. I'm pleased to be speaking with Dr. Paul Feuerstein via Skype, and we're going to be talking about dental digital impressions. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Hey, thanks for having me, Marty.
Dr. Feuerstein serves as a consultant to the dental profession and is a lecturer to dental associations on technologically related topics. He is the technology editor of Dental Economics and is a contributor to many journals in the United States and abroad. He has incorporated many of these products and ideas into his general practice in Massachusetts and frequently presents them in his seminars as well. So, Paul, what's the latest on dental digital impressions?
Boy, well, at this point, all the digital impression systems that are on the marketplace have been proven. They've been proven to work, so dentists who are waiting around to say, I'll wait till it gets better, it's already there. The accuracy is there. So we have on the floor CIREC, E4D, iTero, and Lava COS. And then in Chicago, at the Chicago Midwinter Meeting, 3 more companies are introducing their scanners, which is the 3Shape Trios, the iOS 3D from California, and a company from Israel that just announced yesterday they're coming in called Densys 3D, all digital scanners. These are strictly impression scanners that will deal with your dental lab as opposed to having a milling or in-office milling system.
So all of these systems now have a way to send the information for this digital impression to a lab. So tell me, what's the workflow? How does that all come about?
What the idea is it's nice that I can make a restoration in my office with CIREC or E4D, but sometimes I want porcelain fused to metal, full gold. So I can use that digital system from those and the other systems in the marketplace. They send a scan to the dental lab, and then the dental lab has to figure out what to do with that scan and create a restoration, which causes a major problem in the laboratory industry right now, especially the smaller labs, which I can explain a little further if you want me to.
Go right ahead.
What happens right now is if you have a very small lab, you're not going to be able to take that digital impression and do something with it. So that digital impression has to go to a sort of a clearinghouse, whether it be the manufacturer. They process the impression. They create, for example, a model, a digital model, or a physical model, and send that to the dental lab. At that point, the local dental lab can then pick up the pieces and do the finished work at that point. Kind of an interesting setup that's going on right now.
So you can take your digital impression, get this model, and then still use the lab that you've been using for years?
In most cases, you can. The companies like iTero, for example, will create a model in their laboratory and send that model with the dies ditched and everything ready to go, send it to your lab technician. Your lab technician can wax right on it the way they've always done, if you want to stay in the traditional flow. And there's a big if there.
Well, why wouldn't you want to stay in that flow?
Because the days of wax and plaster are disappearing now. Many labs now are scanning impressions, not even pouring a model, or taking those digital scans, creating a model on the screen, on the computer screen, and now the technician, instead of having wax, has a mouse or a trackball, builds the restoration on the screen, and sends that to a machine that actually makes that thing. So you don't have any casting, you don't have any wax-ups, none of that business going on. So a number of the larger labs now are actually shifting from a number of people to a number of machines. It's almost like it's becoming robotic at this point.
Wow, that's really a great analogy of looking at how it's changing how we do dentistry. So we can get a crown in a box, no model at this point.
Which is very creepy to me and my peers who have been practicing for a long time. We need that model as a security blanket. and all of a sudden you got a box in the mail that's about, a tiny little box that's this big, and that's the whole case. And you sit there and you go, boy, what do we really need that model? Because we're adjusting things, and most of these digital systems are so accurate, we don't have to adjust margins and contacts, maybe occlusion to some extent. So it's a big leap of faith, to be honest with you.
Well, that's great information for changing the way of looking at how we're going to be getting our restorations back in the future, and I appreciate you taking the time to update us on this new technology.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Marty.
So we've heard Dr. Feuerstein explain all the intricacies of the new digital impressions that allow us to create restorations more accurately than ever before. Wow, the future is just amazing.